What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Players on Point podcast. Today I have Jason with Dwipfinds. And first off, is that how you pronounce it? Dwip?
Yes, yeah. So the whole name, people never know how to pronounce it, But yeah, it's supposed to be like drip, but like as a baby boy, so like Dwipfinds.
Okay. So to me, it kind of makes that noise, like when water hits.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. Yeah, Dwip kind
yeah.
of, yeah. So
But yeah, the way we start off, you just tell them what you do and who you are.
yeah, so my name is Jason. I run a vintage clothing business, and I've been doing that for 2.5 years. Been living off of that.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did you get started with that? Because that's awesome.
Yeah, man. So I was basically just working at UPS. Didn't
The
like
standard.
the job.
Yeah.
Didn't like the job. I feel like I was being overworked. My supervisor, I feel like she was out to get me.
Right.
Cause she took my phone sticker, and she tried to take my phone. Every night
you had to get up out of there.
Yeah, every night she would try to like snatch my phone, or like she would try to call security and all this stuff. So like I just left. Like I just one night she tried to do that, and then I just walked up. I just walked out of there, and I just said I quit. And then I was just basically up to 5 a.m. like
Trying to figure it out.
looking shit up, like what can I do so I can make some money. And so I wanted to do real estate, but I didn't have any money. And then one of my friends, his name is Nate, he started his own page. He was doing for a couple months, and then
With the vintage clothing?
Yeah, so he just told me to start it, and I've been doing it consistently for almost 3 years now.
So like that night, is that when you found your passion for it?
Nah, so
Or were you already kind of like doing it a little bit, or just wore the vintage clothing?
Yeah, so I've always wore vintage clothes and clothes like that, but that night I found my passion for real estate. So
Nice.
the vintage was going to be like an anchor for me to get into real estate, because
And then it kind of took off as its own business.
Yeah. So it kind of just took off, and I've just been focusing on that, but I still have real estate in the back of my mind.
Right. So what didn't work out with the real estate right away, or?
I just didn't have any money. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to, forgot the word, but I was gonna be like the middleman, and then
wholesaling it.
Yeah. So I was gonna flip the contracts and stuff, but then
He's just watching.
I'm not good, but then I didn't have any money to market my stuff. I didn't have any money for ads or anything, so it was kind of hard to start out.
So did you do for Dwipfinds? Did you design everything yourself, like from the logo to the website?
No,
And,
so
do you source your clothes yourself?
Yeah, so for the website and logo, everything is outsourced to different people online, because I can
Yeah.
that shit's hard, so I respect everybody who can design websites and logos,
Right.
just because it's not an easy thing to do, so that. But then with the clothes, yeah, so I just built relationships with different people across the state, so where I'm able to buy in bulk off
From them,
instead of going to Goodwill or thrift stores.
Well, because that's what I was going to ask. I figure you probably start off that way, maybe
Yeah,
a little bit.
for sure.
But that's a lot of people love to do that. Is go to the Goodwills and thrift stores and kind of get from there, and then go sell on eBay.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I was so when I first started, I was living I'm at my mom's house, and I was using my mom's car to go to the Goodwill every day. I was doing that shit for maybe 8 months straight. But I just built it to a point to where I'm doing bi-weekly drops, right? So I'm doing 300 to 400 pieces. There's no way I'm gonna find 300 to 400 good pieces at the
there's no way.
There's no way. So through time, I pay people to go do that, and then I go buy off of them.
Okay.
So
what do you so you trust those people, obviously, but before you had those people, what do you kind of look for in vintage clothing? Just things that kind of have an older look, or cooler designs, or?
So a vintage shirt is considered 20 years, which is crazy. But
see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So anything that's it's 20 years old is considered vintage. So now shit from the 2000s is gonna it's considered vintage in the vintage community,
Yeah.
But I just been doing it so long to where I can tell what is a vintage shirt. it's like very little shit. So it's like the stitching, and then a lot of vintage shirts would have like dates on the bottom. So like it would say like 1999.
Right.
And then the tags is like the big thing too, because vintage clothes isn't screen printed tags.
Okay.
They have an actual tag, and then a lot of them would say made in the USA, 100% cotton. So it's like little things that a lot of people might not know, but I can look at a shirt and then tell that's from the 90s, that's from the 80s.
Because like the thing I see a lot now is people will just like have a shirt that's kind of beat up just a little bit and be like, oh, this is vintage. And it's like, that was made 5 years ago. You know, it's just beat up. It's not necessarily vintage. So that's cool that I didn't even know that vintage was 20 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. So, so like I feel like a lot of brands now are like mimicking like the vintage style just because, you know, like vintage is popular and shit.
Right.
So, like a lot of brands are trying to recreate that vintage look.
Yeah, so are there certain T-shirts or pants or whatever that perform better than others? Like, is it baseball? Is it wrestling? What kind of shirts do you look for in terms of like actual graphics?
So the actual graphics is just anything cool for real. Like I'm not like Harley is like a big thing.
Yeah.
Like people love Harley shit.
Yeah.
Harley, racing tees, Disney shit, and then like Nike. So like those are like the 4 brands I try to navigate and like I try to buy. So yeah, those just go crazy every time, you know, I post something in that realm, and it normally like sells out.
So those people that you're outsourcing to get your products from, do they kind of know like what you want, or do they just grab a bunch of products and then you kind of pick out of what they have?
Yeah, so I have different people for that. So like I have two people for that. So you like one person did you know what you said, and like they like grab stuff that I know just because like we've been doing business for so long, and like I pay them accordingly to that. And then like there's other people who like they sell wholesale to, you know, multiple people, and then you know I would just hop on a FaceTime call and then look through all their product and then just pay it individually depending on.
So do you pay for their products like as the products, or do you pay like on the back end of what you sell? So say I'll take this product from you and I'll sell it for $30 and I'll give you 10 of my profits. Or do you just say I just
pay
up front?
For it. Yeah, because so like the people getting the clothes, they're either going to the bins or like they're going to Goodwill every day, right? So like they're able to source that amount of stuff because like their job is to go do that.
Right.
You know, so say they find like a shirt for $1. I would pay them $10 for that shirt, so I can sell it for $25, $30. So like it works out like, you know, everybody's being paid, everybody's making their money, you know.
Right.
So it kind of works.
So is there a certain like state or somewhere like that where it's like they always got the good shit?
Yeah.
You know, like California.
Yeah, it's California, Texas, and Florida.
Really.
Yeah.
So how was going to like the Goodwills and stuff like that here? Was that like 4-hour process, or is that something quick? You just go to one store, you try to hit all of them, or something like that.
It's a long it takes all day. Like, have you heard of the Goodwill bins? So like basically like the Goodwill bins it's like so it's like every hour they have like these big tubs, right? And then they have random sorts of clothes in there. They don't they don't sort through it. Every hour a group of people have to line up in a circle, right? And then like you can't touch it until like the person on the announcer says like,
really.
So it's like a competition to like grab it. It's a fucking savage process, bro. Like I don't even go just because there's so many people, and then you rarely find anything now. But yeah, like you gotta be in there for like 7 hours.
So you've done one before?
Yeah.
And what was that like? Like, do you see other people that are, you know, as resellers?
Yeah, for sure. There's like now, bro. There's like at least 15 people there. So it's like,
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of saturated now.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of people underappreciate the amount of work that goes into it, because you do spend, like you said, all day at a Goodwill or something like that, and people just think they can just run to one store, pick up 10 things, and make $1,000, and it's like that's not how it works.
It's crazy, bro. So for my drops, like a process to like have like a 300-piece drop takes damn near 3 weeks.
Right.
You know, just because like you would think like taking pictures would be so quick and simple, but like that shit takes all day.
That might be the worst part.
Bro, like, yeah,
for
take,
me
like,
at least,
like,
I know like for our clothing brand,
Uh-huh.
just taking the pictures
Right.
is just like
That shit takes a long time. That and then like I edit every picture.
right.
So like okay, so imagine taking a picture of like 300 individual pieces, and then you gotta edit every single piece, and then you gotta go on the computer and upload every single piece individually.
And
like,
then take it to the actual product that it is, and then you gotta
like that
name
shit,
it. And
that shit takes a lot of
Yeah.
time, you know. So it's like I feel like a lot of people they don't understand that time that goes.
Right. It's a lot of tedious work.
into
Like
it,
just
but I like it though, you know. Like I'd rather be doing this than
Right.
having a job. So.
yeah. Well, this is your job, so I really want to get to kind of the back end of the business process.
Yeah.
As far as like shipping and kind of like the taking pictures and stuff like that. So what's the process like once you get an order? Do you do them all in the morning and kind of wake up and start on your day with orders, or do you go as soon as you get an order, you say, all right, let me go ahead and bag this up, maybe put a post-it note on it or the label? Like what's that process like for you?
So like I said, I did drops every 2 to 3 weeks. So within the 2 to 3 weeks, that's when I'm hyping up product, and like I don't sell anything. I would like post stuff on the story, post stuff on the feed, and then people would ask, can I cop this? Can I cop this? And like I would tell them no. You have to wait till the drop day, just so I can build like some hype around
Right.
it. And then like imagine, because everything is a one-of-one piece. So like imagine you got 5 people wanting that piece. It's gonna build some type of hype and then some type of like scarcity around it, to where like if you're not
You gotta get it.
Yeah, like if you're not on at 4, it's gonna sell out. And then
Right.
the past like 3 to 4 drops, like everything been selling out.
That's nice.
So it's like everything been selling out. So like Sunday is like normally my drop day, and then everything will sell out by Monday, and then
Wow.
I will try to ship it out by Wednesday. So like I'm working
All day.
I'm working back to back just so like I can get it out, just because I appreciate their order, and like I hate when people ship late. So like I understand like how people feel when like you take like 3 to 4 days to ship and all that stuff. So like I try to get my stuff out quick.
Yeah, and it builds like a good customer relationship with you as well. If they know, hey, when I order this, like it's gonna get shipped out in 2 days, instead of like this big drawn out process where it's like I gotta wait a week just for it to get delivered.
Yeah.
But like 300 orders, trying to process that in 2 days, that's gotta be tough.
Crazy, bro. Yeah, it's crazy. So like my last drop, I had 200 and something orders, but it's a lot of people buying multiple things. So like that's really a blessing on my part, bro, just because they're buying multiple things. So like it means like they like more than one thing, and like they're willing to spend more on the product, and then I don't gotta ship as much things.
Yeah.
I can just throw it in one pack, and then just
So is that process like? Do you just go down, click the order, go find their products, put it in a bag, like, or is it do you lay them all each out and then just go through and bag, like kind of what's?
Yeah, so like I have all of my vintage clothes in my room organized to categories.
Right.
Like this wall would be collegiate stuff. This wall would be Nike shit. This wall would be pants, tees,
Right.
So I have it all organized, and then I would go on Shopify, and then just once you buy the label and then download it, all the order information is already on the screen for you. So like you just click on the first one, and then just keep on
Do you
going
use
down.
like a regular printer to print off those shipping labels, or do you have
I have a thermal one.
is that where it just
that where
the whole string?
Yeah.
Is that probably like one of the best investments for the business, or have you invested in like a camera or editing
So like I
software?
just actually got that shit two
Really?
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've been using like a regular old printer, just like it's like copy paper, cutting the paper and taping it, and like that shit was taking so much time.
See,
bro.
that's like when we don't do like a third party and we do like orders ourselves, like if something goes wrong or something like that, then we'll pack that person's order ourselves.
Yeah.
And I have an actual printer, and that's how I had to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll just fold the paper, stick the label on there, put clear tape over top of it,
Yeah.
and it's like, if I had to do that for every order, especially if I was getting 300 at one time, I would be super stressed out.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, so like I definitely was happy that I got that.
Right,
And,
absolutely.
It made it it did make the process go by way fast.
So when you're packing up the orders, are you blaring music real loud, you watching TV, or are you just straight in the zone?
I'm normally just watching a podcast or something, just like something long, just because like I'm in that bitch for damn near 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really all day. You know, so like a podcast and then like a movie if like the podcast is over. Just something super long to where like I'm able to have some on the backgrounds while I grind it out.
Yeah.
But then I just hired my little brother, so like he can.
That's awesome.
Like he can help me out. He's been sucking, bro. He's
well,
been fucking shit up.
Well, what's his role gonna be like within the business? Is he just to pack orders?
Yeah. So like I just wanted him to pack the orders and then just just pack it and then just organize.
I gotta ask. I gotta know, how's he fucking it up? Is he just putting shit in the wrong bags? What's
he's not taping it correctly. I don't know how to explain it to you. I don't know. Like I guess like when it comes to this, like I'm so
tedious about
and like I'm so meticulous about how I want everything. So it's like I see him taping it wrong, or like, all right, so like imagine like the label isn't flat. Like there's like a little hump in the
Inside,
the middle, right?
Yeah.
That shit bothers me,
yeah,
bro. Like,
right.
Like it's like a little bubble.
Yeah.
So it's like I just tell him to just make it flat and then just tape it. But he's like I don't know what you're talking about. And then so that's the only that's the only thing. But everything else is cool.
So when did you bring him on?
Maybe a couple months ago.
And besides that, it's been pretty smooth. And
it's because like he's off of school. He wanted like a little job. So,
right.
I'm like blessed enough to
awesome.
Like to able to pay him and then to teach him about this business, teach him about entrepreneurship, and then just teach him about being your own boss.
Right.
Like he told me like he likes working for me, but I told him like you're not gonna work for me forever. Like I want you to start your own shit.
Right.
Like I don't want you to depend on anybody just because like I didn't depend on nobody. Like like I did this all by myself.
Right.
So like I want him to have that mindset. So he's able to go out and like build his own shit and like not have to depend on me. Even though like I'm doing something good. I want you to have your own thing.
Right.
Like, I want you to be my competitor one day. So like that's what I've always tried to tell him.
So does he want to kind of like get into that same space, or is he kind of want to do his own thing, like maybe make his own furniture or whatever?
Yeah, for
it
sure.
may be?
He definitely finds interest in like being like an entrepreneur just because like, he's seen me doing it. So like he thinks it's cool, but he didn't know how hard it was. Like
right.
I was teaching him how to do everything just like step by step, and like I was like, damn, I'll be working a long
doing a
time.
lot,
yeah, because like I did everything by myself, like most things, like I did everything by myself. So.
And in doing that by yourself, like what would you say is kind of one of the hardest parts that you learned from doing it by yourself? Is it trying to figure out how to make those sales, or
hardest part I feel like is trying to be confident in yourself, just because like sometimes you do all this work and then like nothing sells, like I've had jobs.
You're about to bring a tear to my eye.
I had jobs where like I did like 100 piece drop, right, and then like at the time that was the biggest drop. That shit took like 2 to 3 weeks, and then like only 20 items sold. Which is good, but it's still like, damn, I did all this work for nothing to sell, But I just think about the beginning times of like how I started out of my mom's house, and like how I would sell like one item a week or 2 items a week, and then like I think back to those times, and like I think back like I progressed from that, so I'm not going back to that, so like right. I can move forward and work on the next one.
And do you kind of have an end goal for like Dwipfinds specifically?
I'm actually changing my name soon.
Are you?
Yeah, so I don't like the name at all, bro. So I have plans and visions to like grow this thing into like a brand itself.
Uh-huh.
So I want to brand this thing, and like I can make branded clothes for it with the vintage. But yeah, I want make this to where, you know, eventually I can hire people and then you know have this as passive income and then, you know, work on something else.
So do you have ideas for the name? Because I see the stuff on Instagram, and I ain't gonna put it out there, but like I just want to know how you got that username. How is that available?
That name, we can talk about it.
So the name is 12 Hours, and it's literally 12HOURS.
Yeah.
And I just want to know how you got that username, because I feel like every username I've ever tried is taken, like even my own name.
Yeah. So bro, like that was like a crazy process. So that's gonna be me and my boy Brandon's like media company. So, you know, I want us to, you know, have a podcast episode so we can speak more on that. You know, like I'm not gonna share everything with Adam, but basically we were just having a conversation about like our working day, right? And then, you know, both of us just said we worked 12 hours that day,
Right?
And we was like damn, 12 hours, we fuck with that name, you know, like when you're talking with somebody on the phone and like you just like you just say like a random word and I just caught it. I was like 12 hours. I just kept on saying it, and then you know, I told him like I'm gonna get that name. I need that shit. You feel me, bro? Like because like we've been wanting to start like a, you know, podcast, media company, and all of that for the longest time, and like we didn't, you know, have a name. So you know, I went on Instagram, searched for the name, and then I DM'd this dude for two weeks straight of him leaving me on red. He left me on red, bro. I was on his ass, bro. Like I was like, I need this name. Like I'm sorry, like I'm gonna hit you up every single day till I get this shit, you know. And then I got it, bro. So, you know,
That's awesome.
not gonna say how much we paid, but, you know, I got the name.
Well, I know you don't want to get into it too much, but I just want to, just a general idea of like, when you say media company, kind of what you mean by that. It's just like producing content, like podcasts or YouTube videos, or
so we want to have like different content series, and like we already know what kind of series we want to have, and then we want to have a podcast. So like 12 Hours is going to be the brand, and then under that brand we're going to have different types of media. So with that would be a podcast, with that would be other video series we have in mind.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, and that name is crazy.
Well, the name is
I could see it right now. Like
bro.
Yeah.
So like we chose the name 12 hours because like we both feel like hustlers, and like entrepreneurs know that if you really want something, you got to put in 12.
You got to put in the work.
You got to put in 12 hours, you know, and like both of us can play to that, because like both of us were working 12 hours that day and more, you know, like we're always working 12 hours trying to catch this goal, trying to do this thing. So I feel like that name is gonna relate with like a whole bunch of.
I think so too, and that's like kind of another one of the misunderstood things is people think being an entrepreneur is like I work for 3 hours and do this, and then I get to do whatever I want for the rest of the day. But it's really more work than a regular job. It's just you get to tell yourself what to do.
Yeah, like that's just a 24-hour job, bro. Like. Yeah, I really feel like this like entrepreneur stuff is like harder than any other job.
Definitely.
Just because like it's hard for you to start from ground zero and like build it to where, you know, you wanna build it, bro. Like, you know that I know that like, you know, like I feel like I'm still starting with this like with this vintage shit, you know, like I have like I'm competing with, you know, people who got 50 to 60K, but I'm doing damn near as close to them, you know, but I still want to get to that level, you know, so I'm still working 12 hours to, you know, to get to that point, bro. So
do you kind of look up to those people, or you kind of see them as peers, really?
I just do my own thing, bro. You know, like I'm not hating on nobody, or like I just see what they do, and then I know I can do it better.
Right.
That's just how I feel. So it's like I feel like that's just a friendly competition, you know.
Yeah, and that's competition is always healthy.
Yeah.
But I mean that's really all I got for you for the podcast. If you want to shout out anything, tell them where to find you.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at DWIPFINDS. So Dwipfinds on Instagram.
And apparently the name change is coming.
Soon.
But I appreciate you for coming out.
Man, thank you, bro.